This is the Saigon River, only a few miles outside the South Vietnamese capital. It's a favorite spot with those Vietnamese who have the time and the money to spend on an afternoon's boating or water skiing. It's certainly a happier picture of Vietnam than the world is accustomed to seeing, and it would be comforting to take it as a sign that the ceasefire, now almost a year old, has brought a return to more normal conditions. South Vietnam's economy, dislocated by years of war, is now facing serious difficulties. The unreal prosperity, fueled by America's prodigal military spending, has now begun to disappear. Part of South Vietnam's problem is its need to import almost everything it uses, from the machines in the factories to the motorbikes which crowd the streets, as well as the fuel to put in them. The price of petrol has in fact been one of the main factors in the rising cost of living. A year ago, it was doubled in price. 2 months ago, it increased another 40%. More important even than petrol, however, is rice. Along with pork, that other staple of the Vietnamese diet, rice has doubled in price since the beginning of the year, and in many areas, supplies have been scarce. The extent of the hardship in the Saigon area can be seen at this rubbish tip on the city's outskirts. No sooner is the refuse out of the truck than it is pounced on by a small army of scavengers who pick through it for bits of aluminium and plastic, which they then take back to the city for resale. One day's picking can bring in around 700 piastres, or $1.50. A medal ceremony in Saigon. But the awards were not for bravery on the battlefield, for these are the heroes of South Vietnam's other war, against drugs. After the medals, a huge bonfire made of $1 million worth of confiscated heroin. Heroin addiction is becoming especially common among the young. This is one of the few rehabilitation centers in Saigon which cares for them. The treatment here is brutally simple. Addicts are herded into cells and kept on a diet of cold turkey. In other words, a total deprivation of the drug they crave. The center is run by Father Dinh Xuan Hai, a Vietnamese Catholic priest. Like many other parts of Asia, South Vietnam's had a long tradition of opium smoking. But the far more dangerous heroin, or skag, as it's sometimes called here, arrived with the Americans. With the Americans gone, the heroin traders looked around for an alternative market, and found one. For what turned many young addicts to drugs in the first place was the hopelessness that came from years of war and instability. If the government can do something about that, it will solve more than the drug problem.